Hello all you wonderful and generous people. Thank you for clicking, and I hope you enjoy the video. Today's topic has been on my mind for a long time, and I might need some help from you, the viewer, to clear things up for me and others. The topic is dishonest charities, specifically ones asking for donations into disease research or awareness. To be clear, this potential dishonesty is not from an outright lie, or even misrepresentation, or financial theft, but from the omission of information and definitions. They count on good-hearted, hard-working, busy people who don't have time to ask questions or dig deeper, on people who believe in the good of mankind. Basically, these charities all sound good and do a bit of good, but your hard-earned money can probably go further in other ways. Let's look at, for example, the charitable foundation of a large bank. I am using them only as an example, for what to look out for. I am not making any accusations, but asking questions that come from common-sense trains of thought. So this bank's foundation and Run for the Cure seems to be a run where the runners look to raise money by asking their friends and family for these donations for the Canadian Cancer Society and their charitable foundation. It all sounds good, but let's dig deeper to see where your hard-earned money actually goes. They are transparent with it, so need to give them credit for that. They are not hiding anything or even misrepresenting. I feel they hope people don't even bother to look at it or think too deeply about it. Here's what they say about where your hard-earned money goes. Through CIBC and the CIBC Foundation, we invest in organizations that deliver cancer research, treatment, screening and diagnosis, and wellness, survivorship, and patient support programs. Let's break this down. First, cancer research. Here are the top 15 cancer drugs by sales. The top being Revlimid by Celgene, which brought in $13.44 billion in 2022. The lowest on the list at number 15 brought in close to $3 billion for their company. Bristol Myers Squibb owns Celgene, and Revlimid is their largest profit maker. Bristol Myers, ticker BMY, brings in close to $46 billion a year, and they have a market cap of $140 billion as of today. Do they really need your donations for their cancer drugs, which they profit greatly from? Or how about Pfizer, ticker PFE, brings in $100 billion in revenues with gross profits of close to $43 billion and a market cap of $200 billion. Do you feel you should be giving them your hard-earned money so they can overcharge for life-saving treatments? For all of these donations to research, there isn't one cure that's free. So they are taking money from the poor and working class and giving it to the rich. To be fair, the money is going to research, to hard-working, intelligent and passionate people and universities. But what happens after these brilliant minds make these discoveries? It seems a drug company swoops in. Maybe these researchers work in tandem with Big Pharma, and then Big Pharma manufactures, distributes, markets the drug for huge profit. The worst part is they are honest about this. It's in plain text, people just don't think it through. Was there ever any research that came from these donations that led to free cures for all? I have never heard of such an instance. If someone had, please let me know in the comments section. Now to their second part, of where they plainly say where your hard-earned money goes. Screening and diagnosis. What does that mean exactly? I live in Canada where we pay for universal healthcare through our taxes. And the screening and diagnosis is done at hospitals where there is no more cost to the person. Are they giving that money to the government? Is this an extra tax? Are they giving it to the for-profit screening and diagnosis companies? Where is this money going? There is always a need for extra screening and diagnosis. But wouldn't it make more sense if the government maybe didn't fund foreign wars, was actually fiscally responsible instead of a bloated mess full of incompetence, bureaucracy, nepotism, and actual disdain for the people they should be serving? Cutting back or ending foreign aid could also buy more equipment. Foreign aid is taxing the poor of your country to give to the rich of another country. Foreign aid is extremely corrupt. No surprise, as anything a politician or government touches will be inept and corrupt. So far, I see them mostly helping the rich, with secondary benefits to anyone with cancer. If someone can shed light, please do, as I of course can be wrong. Let's continue. Third on their list is wellness. What does that mean? A spa day, a girls' night out, a gym membership. It's very opaque and leaves the interpretation very open to almost anything. Seems to be on purpose, but at least now some pennies seem to be trickling down to those in need. A coupon for 20% off at the local spa. That's sure to brighten any day for someone with cancer. Lastly, we have survivorship and patient support programs. Well, this actually sounds decent but vague. I'm sure even after treatments the person is not the same, and these support programs can make a real difference. But it's last, out of $1, what scraps are actually going to this? Probably not as much as we hope, because their rich friends all need their cut. I wanted to make this video short because I hope to give you generous people something to think about, or at least ask some hard questions before parting with your hard-earned money. They claim to have raised $58 million. That's a lot of generosity from a lot of good people. To conclude, these nonprofits help many people, and I'm sure there are many stories of them doing massive good. But how efficient are they? How much of every dollar is actually going to help people in need, with what they actually need, and not photo op opportunities or fluff? It seems to me these organizations exist only to sustain themselves, and are looking to give the absolute minimum to justify their continued existence. For example, I was told a story of a family being able to stay in one of the cancer charity specialized houses to help support a loved one with cancer. This is great, they were not charged, and I am sure that patient appreciated the support of family nearby, and maybe this saved their lives. No need to discount the good that was done. Or sending terminally ill patients on one last trip with their loved ones. It's beautiful. But how much are they charging the donors for this? The organization, I mean, not the ones receiving the help. Does the organization claim if they have a family stay at one of their shelters, cost them $1,000 a night? Or these trips, do they add non-stop management fees, where a $2,000 trip actually costs after their management cut $10,000? We can go over these numbers in a later video, and we do have answers. I would like to add some positive notes of donations done right. This is anecdotal evidence from my experience, but these donations I found were extremely generous and made a difference to people who needed it most without insane bureaucracy, virtue signaling, and waste. When we had to stay at the local hospital, what I noticed was the free snacks that were donated. They were pretty healthy and tasty, and were in need because of long nights of stress. The patients get free food, or taxpayer-funded food, but the ones who are with the patient need to fend for themselves. So these snacks were very useful and appreciated. Thank you to whomever donates snacks to hospitals. You are angels. Another was when my child had a hospital stay at the Children's Hospital in Montreal. The hockey player PK Subban donated televisions, equipped with internet and Netflix, and I think Disney Channel, so every child's room had that. What a beautiful and generous donation. We can all make a difference, and you are also generous. There are some who are willing to take advantage of that generosity. It's no surprise that big banks are one of those. And bureaucratic, top-heavy charities are another. Keep donating, keep being generous, keep being wonderful. Just make sure your hard-earned money is going where you think it's going, and not into the pockets of the rich and greedy. Maybe some people can answer these concerns in the comments section. In my next video I will go over the financial spend of the Canadian Cancer Society. It's again pretty interesting, and I can guarantee they will never get $1 from me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and share it. It means a lot to us, and we love and appreciate you all. Have an amazing day.